you have tattoos too, Daphne. I didn't know that.
I do.
Oh, see, we could talk.
Ruth
about
has
that.
tattoos.
How many
Ruth's
do you
got
have?
a little bit of. Let's talk
Ruth
tattoos
is tatted
real quick.
up now?
Yes.
Keep the
am.
tatties. Let's see.
I got
'em.
5
I mean,
tattoos. Well, I got a lot.
Five?
I mean, I got like one
my-
here. I got 2 on my
Yeah.
side. One on this arm. One on this arm.
Can you show her? Can you
Lee-
show us your arm one, Ruth?
Yeah, the
that'd be one you
Avatar
could-
one.
Lee, this is what
Okay.
happens to kids.
You have an avatar tattoo.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like super Avatar-y, but like if you know
That's even
Avatar.
better. This-
Bam! What is that? Oh, it's
It's
all.
the koi fish.
Appa.
Yeah,
Or no,
it's the-
koi fish. Oh, okay.
Come on.
I forgot about that
Your
one.
dad.
Okay, now you, Daphne.
I have this Appa.
Oh, I have.
Tattoo
I have.
shop.
I have my knee tattooed, and then I have
Ow.
my arm tattooed.
Show the arm to the camera.
This
Let's
is
show
It's
the
my-
arm tattoo.
Alien vine work.
Yeah, it's like a wraparound
Oh.
elbow tattoo.
Now Lee will lose.
And then
his...
I-
Oh, go ahead.
What? No.
Lee will lose his mind when you tell him what's on your knee. Tell him what's on your knee, Dad.
Oh,
I get it.
and I have my ankle tattooed. Forgot about that one. I got bored during quarantine, so I bought a tattoo gun, and then I
Oh my gosh.
tattooed
You tattooed
the
yourself?
chorus- I did.
She did.
The chorus to like a Genesis song in Elvish on my knee.
In
Whoa.
Tolkien Elvish.
You learned Elvish and then put that is awesome.
That's amazing.
So you combined Lord of the Rings and Genesis.
Mashup.
Together.
Yeah.
And put it
Eddie,
tattooed it
how-
on her knee.
How proud can you be? I mean, she took like the
Right. I'm like,
greatest things
forget
ever
college. I
and
don't care about
combined them.
college.
Yeah, it's like, you just
I have a degree already. I tattooed my knee.
yeah, I can tattoo and speak Elvish at the same time. Oh
But
man,
keep your
okay.
degree. I
Ruth,
tattooed my knee.
okay, Ruth, what was your
Dr.
other ones? I
Seuss.
forgot. You had a moth.
I have a moth, so I have like a moth on my ribs of like
I love moths.
Yeah! Oh my
Yeah.
god! Whoa,
Woo!
that's rad.
It's supposed to be the moth that Gandalf has when he's in the tower in the first movie with Sauron. It's that
Yep.
moth. So like to other people it looks like a normal moth, but I know what it is.
Okay,
so it makes
Ruth,
it-
Yeah,
Ruth,
exactly.
excuse me. It was Saruman, not
Sorry.
Sauron's tower. Sorry.
Saruman.
There
Sorry.
you go, Lee. You gotta
I'll
choose him
leave
right.
now. It's okay.
Oh, that's cool. All right, tattoos. Let's see. What's on your ankle, Daphne?
There was like a
Houseplant.
there was like this party that I went to, and someone had a tattoo gun, and they're like, "Who wants a tattoo?" I
Oh my
drew a
gosh, I would
picture of
definitely do that.
I drew a picture of like a potted plant with a face. I was like, "Can you do this?"
That's awesome.
That's so cute.
That's my ankle tattoo.
Oh. Well, that was a wonderful episode of the Tattoos
I
on
know.
Us podcast.
Tattoo tour.
Yeah,
Our tattooed children.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
inked off.
All right.
I tried to convince you to get a tattoo once, Dad, but you didn't want to do it.
Are
so-
you
Lee,
not-
Lee, I got
Lee, what are you
inked up. I can't do
waiting
it now
for?
with the I got
Yes, you
inked
can.
up
Yes, you
too.
can.
I can't.
I might do something in Elvish now that Daphne can.
No, that's
can
what
draw
I'm
in
saying.
Elvish,
I was like, we
so-
can get a Lord of the Rings tattoo.
Yeah,
Lee, if you
little
get a-
wraparound.
Lee, I'll get a Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings tattoo with you if you do it.
Matching bro tats. Wow.
Yeah, bro tats in Elvish. Oh man,
I'm
Yeah.
working on a sleeve, Ruth, right now.
yeah. Eddie's got a tattoo, don't you?
sleeve.
It's a big one though. It's huge. I have to take my
Yeah,
shirt
that's
off.
the
I don't
thing.
want to do that.
Oh well.
Yeah.
It's too big.
The dad
Bob,
bods.
this is a-
Let's leave the
yeah.
dad.
Oh, you
nice,
can see
nice.
it.
A little tip of it.
There you go.
yeah,
There you go. Well, all right. Yeah. Anyway,
I got
we'll-
distracted.
We'll put this at the end for all the real fans.
Ooh, special features.
Special features. Yeah. So anyway, this is the Covert Nerd podcast, and I pitched this idea to Eddie way back about talking about what us old men liked
Mm.
when we were kids, but then kind of juxtapose or nuance that with what our kids kind of got infatuated with or really liked when they were kids. And the idea was, okay, like for example, I had Ruth watch the movie that I liked when I was a kid, and so she could kind of comment on that. And then I watched what she liked when she was a kid, so I could comment on that and just discuss it and kind of just share our nerdy loves that we had when we were kids. And so we finally did it, Eddie. It only took about a year and a half, but we did it.
I think it was more than that.
So yeah, it's been a while. So
Yeah.
so I'm Lee with the Covert Nerd podcast. So I'll just let's go with Ruth. Just say your name and how old you are and go from there.
Oh my gosh, it's just like our first day of class. Okay, so my name is
Yeah.
Ruth. I'm 21. A fun fact about me. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my daughter Ruth. So
Hey.
we'll go to you, Eddie.
Oh, my name's Eddie. I'm 44, but I feel
like long walks on the beach?
1,070. I love long walks on the beach. And I gave myself 6-pack abs by crying myself to sleep during the pandemic.
That's the funnest.
There you go.
No. Yeah, I'm a lucky guest on the Covert Nerd podcast. I'm usually host every other Thursday. I'm hosting another podcast with this fine gentleman here. So this is fun to kind of break the mold and do something different right now.
It is.
No.
All right.
And this is
All right,
my daughter Daphne.
Hi, I'm Daphne. I'm 21. I don't know what else to say.
I know
Did you
we
get
don't have.
six-pack abs?
We're not like
It's like, there's
we
not
have
that
a
much-
podcast. It's like
I
we're
don't have a
21.
podcast.
Yeah.
So fun fact.
That's okay. That's okay.
Fun
We'll
fact,
get you
I
hooked.
don't have a podcast.
I don't
That
have a
is our fun
podcast.
fact.
Here.
Yeah. So okay. Well, let's get started with the picks. So, like I said, my pick was Transformers: The Animated Movie from 1986. Let me get this on the screen here. Eddie knows about this because I think he probably had a Optimus Prime figure in his lap when he watched this movie. Probably.
This was a tough one because when you picked this, I'm like, well, I can't talk about this one.
Yes. So it's Transformers animated movie. We're going to watch the trailer. So people listening later or watching live or Daphne or Ruth Ruth's already watched it. So, but maybe Daphne may not have. So let's watch the
This
trailer.
will bring back memories.
Daphne remembers
You've got the touch.
You got the
Yes.
You got the power.
I'm going to turn that down a little bit.
Hold on
It's
tight.
loud.
The most incredible rock and roll adventure ever is here.
Rock and roll adventure.
Hell yeah.
Starring Judd Nelson as Hot Rod,
Judd Nelson speaking of the fist.
Boy as Galvatron, and Orson Welles.
Kids didn't
Gosh,
know
I
who
didn't
Orson
know
Welles.
Orson Welles.
Orson Welles.
We saw that rocket skateboard. And we were like, "Whoa! I want one of
What?
those."
I'm going to have those
That's
in
how
20
everybody
years.
talked in 1986 too.
It was.
Wow. Bah.
Whatever,
It's
Dad.
just-
You don't know
Oh
me.
my god.
Oh God. Yeah, this was like straight up murder.
So did you guys see the trailer prior to seeing the
The movie.
actual? Yeah, like was this
Oh,
airing
yeah,
on
yeah.
TV? Oh, okay.
Yeah, on
kids?
TV.
Yeah.
We only had 2 TV channels when I was a kid. So, oh yeah.
Yeah, Lee lived on Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw the trailer for this too. It was in another movie we were watching,
Okay.
and
I guess I saw it probably on Saturday morning. I guarantee you it was Saturday morning.
yeah,
Yeah, this would have rocked my world if I witnessed this as a child.
yeah.
Even
Oh, it
now,
blew your
like,
brain. Look
yeah.
at this. Look at that rainbow come in.
I know.
Coming to a theater near you this August.
Yes. Coming to
Yeah.
you.
I swear.
Oh, man.
Right.
Are we
Carolyn
gonna
is
talk
in the
about
chat.
Crazy.
Carolyn's here.
Yes, she is.
She's
There
gonna
she
mention
is. Hi,
Jason the
Daphne.
Wheeled Warriors. Oh, we have to talk about that briefly. We have to do comments.
Jason,
What is-
JC and the
please
World
educate.
Wars.
I don't know if
It's
Ruth knows.
Jace, and it's insane. And Lee, you have to get that trailer or a little thing for that fired up
Okay.
if you can.
All right, I'll work
for
on it
us to show that.
while you're talking.
But Ruth, did you want to share some memes of this?
So she just got done watching this just a little bit
Yeah.
ago. So yeah, Ruth,
Just a
let
little
us
bit
know
ago.
while I look this up.
Well, I kind of felt like a little kid watching this movie because like all the colors and like all the sound effects and like normally when I sit down and watch something, I can't just like sit there and watch something. Like I have to be doing something else. But like
Yeah.
those moments where I was just watching, I was like totally lost in the movie.
Yeah.
And also the soundtrack to this movie.
Mhm.
So good. So
The
good. I
soundtrack
literally
is
told-
good.
Yeah, no, I told my dad, I was like, I'm gonna add these songs to my Spotify playlist because like these are some good songs. So yeah, I'd never seen this movie until I watched it a few hours ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I think I saw like parts of it randomly, but I've never like sat down and watched the entire thing before. But it was definitely very direct and to the point. Like as soon as the heroes won at the end of the movie, it was like, done, credits roll. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't
that's
playing
it,
around
straight
back
to the
then.
point.
Yep. No.
No sequel.
No.
Like tease. Yeah.
No sequel
No.
tease, no nothing. And when they started, I mean, they were killing main characters in this movie. Like
Mhm.
it was their job.
Yes.
Yes.
There's no
Yes.
sympathy.
That's yeah, even Ruth commented, not knowing some of the history of how the difference between the TV show and the movie was like, wow, they're brutal. They're like murdering everybody.
Yeah.
Like
Literally.
the scene where they
Definitely
break into the
OP.
ship, where they break into the ship, Megatron just starts blasting everybody. Then a
Mhm.
guy is
Dead,
begging
dead,
for mercy, and Megatron just blows his head off.
Steps on his head.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's awful.
It's like, hey kid, what's your favorite Autobot there? I love Prowl. He's dead. He's dead.
He's dead.
Dead.
What about this
Gone.
one? He's dead too.
Dead too. But don't tell me Optimus Prime. Oh,
Oh.
you want to know?
It's
Crazy.
I love Optimus Prime. He's gonna save the day. Oh, I got something for you. Oh man. Yeah.
dude,
it's
yeah.
it was way different than anything we had ever seen before at that time. So, and they were like, why are they killing everybody off? And I was like, well, this is basically an hour and a half, a 90-minute commercial for action figures,
For new toys.
for new toys. So they got to get rid of the old ones so that
Yeah.
those stupid kids, we need to get them to buy more toys.
Oh god.
They were
Capitalism
so.
runs that deep.
Oh, yeah, man. Capitalism's strong. They were like trickle down Transformer-nomics. They were like, we're going to kill everybody you love and then give you new people to love. And they were
New
going to
people
kill
to
them
love.
too.
Yes.
Ruth, what did you think of the animation? I mean, this is where you guys, I mean, and we're going to spoiler, there's another animated thing on the docket to talk about tonight but how did the animation jump out at you?
I think it was very over the top. Like, I think the coolest scene animation wise was when they started, like, when all the evil dudes started like transforming into like their new forms, where it was like all
Yeah.
purple and like all the line work. That was
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, that must have taken so long because there was so much detail
Yeah.
between like their transformations. So yeah, no, it was very, even though I wasn't born in that time and hadn't seen that movie until literally like 2 hours ago, it still felt nostalgic in a way. And I don't know how it did that, but it definitely did. It kind of like brought you back a little bit with
Yeah.
like the animation, the soundtrack, the story, all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
It's a quintessentially 80s story.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
it
way that the plot kind of
screams-
develops.
Screams 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to
Yeah,
know, let kids know what was the 80s music and what was the 80s like, you can just show them this because it just bleeds 80s all over the place.
Literally.
Like,
You're
puking
just
everywhere.
soaking it.
You get into the
Oh, hey.
soundtrack, Ruth.
Hey, I
Was that
want to
Lee?
shout out to Kurgan real quick. He's a fan of the show. He does a Hero Quest Twitch channel that's real fun. So
Oh,
he's a
that's
smart,
fun.
He's a smart guy.
Shout
He's a
him
good
out.
guy. So check it out.
He's-
So, anyway,
He's
go
like,
ahead.
Due to animation errors, a lot of the dead bots show up in the background of later scenes. I don't doubt
Yeah.
that because they were killing so many robots. They were like, we got to use the dead bodies in the scene. We don't have
Just
any
put them in the back. Don't even worry about it.
dead bodies.
It's
It doesn't
fine.
matter.
Put him in the back. Yeah.
Kids are dumb. Kids are dumb.
They can't
Yeah.
see anything.
There's a actual in 2010. I found this out. Somebody found an original draft copy of the script, and they were going to kill even more Transformers
Yeah.
than what they did in the movie already. So it
Solely
was
for
just-
like the purpose of new toys, or is this just like they
Yeah.
were
Pretty-
having fun murdering
Yeah.
robots at this point? I don't know. Like, what they do, what
A
you're
little
gonna
bit of
do,
both.
but like,
maybe a little bit of both. I think
Good
they
for
were
them.
trying to transition to Gen 2 so they could sell more toys because they've been selling Optimus Prime and Megatron and Starscream
Mhm.
figures for 3-4 years now. Well, they've the kids that want them already have them. We got to try to get them more, and
Right.
that,
It's like,
that was
this kid's
kind of
not
the
buying another
like
Optimus.
a third, yeah.
Yeah. Speak for
So
yourself.
the guy the guy that directed it was Nelson Shin. So Eddie will know this guy or these cartoons. Nelson Shin also worked on the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, Spider-Man
Oh my
and His
God.
Amazing Friends, The Incredible Hulk,
Yep.
the G.I. Joe animated movie, and the TV show, and The Simpsons.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that guy was like
Oh,
encompasses
whoa.
most of the 80s.
Yeah,
The-
he
the
was
G-
an 80s animator alum.
The G.I. Joe movie comes as no surprise because it had a lot of those sweeping camera angles and like zooms and all those things and really like super detail. Like you're getting at Ruth, like a lot of detail and a lot of crazy death. They were killing G.I. Joes in that movie like it didn't matter either. They were like dead,
Yeah.
dead, dead, dead. Everybody
You're
dies.
dead. You're dead. You're dead.
What got me? You mentioned the soundtrack, Ruth. That soundtrack is so good.
It is so good.
It's such a good one, and like I still listen to it now. I'm like, I'm feeling a little down today. I need a little pep. I can dare to survive.
Oh my gosh.
I have the touch.
We'll
And
get
Dare-
into
Dare to Be
music in a
Stupid?
second.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, they had Weird Al.
Oh, yeah.
Ruth, Weird
No,
Al.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
wait,
he
I
had
didn't-
Dare to Be Stupid.
shut
is
up.
I
in
didn't
the
believe
movie.
it
Oh,
when I
really?
first heard it.
Okay, I
You
need to
don't remember
rewatch
this.
it then.
Yeah,
I
it's a-
didn't know. Dare to Be Stupid was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What? That's
Uh,
rad. That's
I'm
cool.
with Carolyn. Carolyn's saying, I cried watching this movie for sure. Yeah, I mean, for real. This is where it's like, and Carolyn, how did we not talk about
Yes.
this in high school? We would have been talking for hours. It was such an, I mean, even the scene where they're getting judged by those quintessons and they're like, guilty. And they're just dropping innocent. And then they're dropping them into
Yeah.
death pool. Anyway.
Innocent.
Like,
And they kill him anyway. Yeah. I mean, if you're considering this is 10, 11, 12-year-old kids and they're just doing on-screen deaths everywhere.
Literally.
yeah.
You got to teach me out.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Life's not fair.
I guess.
About death.
I guess. It was a fun movie. It didn't do that well. The budget was $6 million. It grossed about $5.8 million. They
Oh.
6
break even.
million. Oh my gosh.
I think when
Yeah.
when the word got out that they're killing robots, they're like, man, your kids are going to walk out of here crying their eyes out. Don't do that.
I know.
Like, yeah.
I know.
They messed up.
Rough
They
stuff.
messed up.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's still a great movie. I think it holds up fairly well, in my opinion.
It does.
So obviously, Ruth, 21-year-old, likes it. Or I mean, it's probably not your favorite movie, but you're like, that's not bad.
No, I think I would watch it again. Although I think what kept me going and laughing during it is just all the logical errors that it has.
Oh, yes.
Like the whole
Yes. Oh, Eddie,
underwater
you got to hear these,
scene.
Eddie.
Okay, so there's
Okay.
like the whole underwater scene. There's like underwater robot fish. So like, are they all
Yeah.
waterproof? And also there's like, who built those fish? Like, are they reproducing? Also, where'd that giant octopus come from? Who's building that octopus? And
then
also
mortality
there's-
comes in the question.
yeah, and then there's also a robot with facial hair, and then there's also bubbles coming from them when they're underwater. So that means that they're not airtight. So does that mean that the robots are like the Transformers are waterproof? So like there was a lot of moments where I was like, I wonder how that would logically work out. Like it's kinda-
Continuity
yeah, no.
errors with Ruth.
Yeah, there was a
Or-
lot of errors, which I just thought
Megatron
funny.
was choking Hot Rod, and she's like, "Well, if they don't breathe, it's not going to matter if she chokes him or if he chokes him." I'm like, Ruth,
Yeah.
hey, the flex capacitor takes you back in time. Just don't question anything.
We're not
You just
thinking
gotta
about it
roll
too
with
much.
kid. It's, don't do it. Don't do it. I get it though.
Oh
You know?
man. Hey, Carolyn made a good point. She said it doesn't matter if they didn't make the budget because they had toy sales. So,
Well, of
True.
course,
yeah.
they had to sell the gray corpse prime.
Oh
They had
my
to sell
God.
that to the kids.
The dead
Yes.
God.
Yes.
optimization.
Yeah.
Kurgan
Oh,
Kurgan made a good point too. There's an Xbox game that basically recreates the cartoon, and
The
he's
look,
right. It
yeah.
looks almost identical to the cartoon. So,
yeah, I
But
agree.
yeah.
I agree with him.
but yeah, I was laughing. Ruth is asking me all these questions, like if they're robots and they don't breathe, why are there bubbles under the water? Like, hey,
it's a logical question.
Exactly.
Also, that moment when the Dare to Be Stupid song is playing, where they're all like dancing for
Dancing.
absolutely no reason.
Exactly.
then,
The
like-
dance.
Literally, I'm like, why are they dancing? I don't understand what's going on. And then like 2 seconds later, they're like, oh my gosh, the fate of the world, like everyone's gonna die because like they stole. What's that thing that like
Matrix of
all the-
leadership.
The
yeah.
matrix of leadership. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, oh my gosh, we're doomed. Like, but like 5 seconds ago, they were just dancing to like Dare to Be Stupid by Weird Al. And I was like, I don't know what's going on.
You know when
This
things
is chaotic. Oh
when-
my god.
when things get so bleak, all you can do is dance for a second. You just gotta be like,
yeah.
whatever, man.
For
And then you
Weird
go
Al.
back to address the
It
story.
doesn't- That's yeah.
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 Hey,
It's
again, 80s is a trip. You know, it's. I'm sure there was all lines of cocaine involved with making that.
always
movie.
cocaine.
It's the 80s.
First you start with cocaine and then you go into the thing. And this is where, Ruth, we can get really fanboyish about Transformers because they're living machines. That's what they
Yes.
are. and so nobody
Okay.
builds them. They do evolve. Daphne's going to hold her.
No, keep going.
They're living machines, so there is an evolutionary process, and yes, they do reproduce. If you remember in the
Okay.
beginning of the movie, there's like robot children. They're
Yes.
like running away, like
Oh, because I saw like robot, like women, like female
Yep.
robots, but I didn't see any children.
if you
Yeah,
watch
they're-
it in the beginning.
Mhm.
Lee, you go for it. This is your thing.
Yeah. At the very beginning, when Unicron is devouring that planet, there's
Yeah.
children. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. So that solves that problem.
And when Unicron is attacking
No.
Cybertron, you can see him briefly amongst the dead bodies of the dead robots.
Yeah. Okay. So they do reproduce, but do they still need? Obviously, they don't need oxygen because
They
they're
don't
in
need
space.
oxygen. That's totally The bubbles don't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe they had air in some of their parts in their body. That's why.
Okay. Okay. I can believe
I don't
that.
know.
I'll let that go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I liked was that we had a total like 80s
Well,
trope too
all right.
of the dropping Bumblebee, dropping Jazz and Spike into a vat of acid because I don't know, why not?
Vat of acid.
Just-
We've got it.
Yes.
Throw them in.
I need a vat of
Yes,
acid.
you're right. Yes. Give me acid.
That was
Oh,
a
yeah.
great movie.
It's a
though.
good
That
movie.
was
It's still
so good.
it still holds up. So
Yeah.
all right.
I agree.
Well, let's move on to what we want to go with Ruth. Is that where we're going to go to next?
We're gonna
Oh,
do
wait,
the
no,
dads and
here.
then the kids, I
Dads
think.
and okay.
Wait, I found your JC here. Let's watch Eddie's JC
Oh
and the
yeah,
Wheeled Warriors.
Jace and the Wheeled
Jace.
Warriors. This is for Carolyn.
Okay, Carolyn,
And the
let me
Wheel
see.
Warriors.
Wheeled Warriors.
Wheeled.
It's a hybrid. I won't even spoil it. You guys just watch.
The stars to save the universe from the monster minds.
Oh yeah, I remember this now.
Oh.
Magic Root and lead his Lightning League to victory over the changing form of Sawboss. Wheeled warriors explode into battle. Lightning strikes.
There's a power that comes from deep inside of you. It's every day reaching toward the light. And you know that's a long way from you. But when your wheels get you there,
Ooh,
you'll turn out right.
look at this pigtails. See,
Just keep turning, don't stop moving. The fire's on.
That's one thing that's just so. I just where that soundtrack go?
Literally.
Like the
The 80s
chorus,
were
just
very
like
like,
telling
"You
you
can
what's
do it.
happening.
You can do it. Nothing's gonna stop you.
We've got lasers. Yeah.
Thumbs
yeah,
up.
Thumbs up.
Good.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
is.
man, that's a
Badass.
trip.
That
Now
was
that
beautiful.
cartoon escaped a lot of people in the 80s.
I've
Yeah.
never heard about that
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I've never
watched
seen
it.
that.
It's crazy. It's a fusion of plants and machines. So we said it was all cocaine. No, this is what happens when you smoke weed in the 80s and you're like, what if plants?
one. What if plants were machines? I don't.
Yeah, no, that definitely
Oh,
wasn't
man.
a sober thought for sure. Someone.
No, I don't think any thought was sober in the 80s.
No.
I don't know how you
No.
could have.
There was this fascination with graying patterns in people's hair in the 80s too. You know,
I liked
they had that
the
skunk
middle
stripe
skunk
down
stripe.
the-
Yeah.
yeah,
Skunk,
no,
yeah.
that was something. That was something.
Yeah,
I think that was a toy line too, if I remember correctly.
it was. It absolutely
Yeah,
was.
it was a commercial for toys again.
Again,
That was a
It is.
toy commercial?
No, that was the
Well,
intro for the
it's just-
cartoon.
Oh, I was like,
It's-
whoa.
That
Well,
was
so-
Commercials
so
went
Daphne-
downhill.
The whole
Commercials suck
reason they
now.
came up with the Transformers cartoon was to sell toys.
Yeah,
Because back in the 80s, you couldn't have, correct me, Eddie, you couldn't have like children's commercials or something. There's something law that they had. And they
So it
said,
was
well,
the-
let's just create a
yeah.
cartoon series that features our toys.
you
Mm.
could not create
Oh.
direct advertising to children for toys.
Yes.
So then they were like, let's make a TV show.
And
That
so
is so
now-
weird.
Now they did get around that at some point in the early 80s because the Masters of the Universe had those commercials for toys. No, Lee, we're wrong. It was the other way around. You couldn't, they were concerned they were trying to sell toys through the cartoons. That's why they put the public service announcements at the end of the cartoons.
That's what it was. Okay.
That's
What
it
the?
was.
Wait, what's
Yes.
up with
What public
why
service?
are they putting PSAs?
Ruth doesn't know about the PSAs, Lee.
Oh man.
Tell about the
Okay.
PSAs. I don't know.
You
about
know
the
what?
PSAs.
Fire
Okay.
one up and fire one up on YouTube, and I'll explain. So everybody listening and our offspring.
Hello.
So they were concerned about kids being advertised to over these cartoons, which frankly they were. And so
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so what they did was to offset the influence of these toys or these cartoons that had basically a 20-minute ad for a toy. They would put at the end of it a little public service announcement with the characters of the cartoon literally addressing like a situation and then looking right into the camera and being like, "Hey, you, Billy, don't smoke your mama's cigarettes. They're
Oh my
bad
God.
for you. Wait till you."
Whoa.
So Lee's got one here. They're very fun.
I'll get one here. Okay.
Best
Oh,
G.I.
G.I. Joe.
Joe. Oh.
I'm excited for this.
You're not my friend.
Dude, this is the
Oh,
parody
this is
one.
somebody
Dude.
mocking it. Oh, this is
What is that
They
audio?
did parody.
Oh,
Me.
good.
They took these and made a parody of them. I invite everyone to watch these
Oh.
on YouTube. But they
I
took and made them.
want to.
Oh, dude, type
They-
in pork chop
the-
sandwiches. Everybody, after this is done, type in
Oh,
pork.
that you.
It is.
Oh God.
Type in pork chop sandwiches, and Ruth, you'll thank me,
Oh, God.
or you'll hate me.
Let's see. Let's see if I can-
Whichever
this one
one.
might be one. But all the cartoons had it. I remember Super Friends
All of
had
them.
them, where Superman
Yep.
would come out and tell
Yep.
Johnny
I don't
not to
get
smoke
what this
cigarettes.
mentality
He-Man
is
had
of
'em.
women. Like we can't advertise to kids. That mentality is out of the window now.
Yeah, they gave
Oh,
up.
absolutely.
You're making the mistake. Anyone can have an accident, but lying makes it worse.
Where was this guy hiding?
He's got bullets. He's got bullets on his
Listen,
chest.
you
too.
little bitch! Don't you be lying.
Like, was he just waiting outside those kids' houses?
He
Like,
Yeah.
rolled up so quick. He was waiting.
Battle.
this what
G.I.
he does in his
Joe,
free
your mom's
time?
a hoe. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Let's do one more.
I had an accident. I'll take you to her.
oh.
Who was that?
Some stranger. He said Donnie's mom was hurt. I didn't know if I should go with him.
Well, just don't do what a stranger
I don't know
says.
what's worse,
Check it out
the guy
with
that
an
pulled up
adult
or
you
him.
know. Remember,
Scarier.
a stranger
He's still a stranger.
He's got a mustache.
Yeah, I was
too.
gonna
My
say, I
mom
was
would have
like,
been like,
Yeah,
Don't
Eddie
be
has a
listening
she
to
has a
strangers.
he has a mustache, so you can't trust him.
Wow.
Yeah,
do
no,
one
I
more
don't
for-
trust anyone with a mustache like that.
don't.
So that's how they got
No.
away with basically
Yeah.
having 30-minute commercials, the TV shows, as long as they put those at the end.
That's wonderful.
Hmm.
Bring them back.
Yeah.
Where are our PSAs?
I want that, yeah.
Yeah, I need that.
There
Mhm.
was
Oh.
a certain amount of social consciousness being applied to things back then, but like Carolyn pointed out into her comment, about mid-late 80s, they all just kind of were like, "Man, listen, we're sitting on millions here. We're gonna just quit with that. Screw it. It's not our
Yeah.
problem."
We're done teaching the children.
You know,
Yeah.
because there was concern about cartoons, and it kind of extends from the big comic book scare later before all of this. Like, they were really concerned about children's consumption of media and whether or not it was beneficial to them or not. This is back when America cared about kids. And, so this was kind of that last kind of gasp of, I think, trying to build in some socially redeeming parts. Now, granted, there's still something to be said about, with the Transformers the movie, they're like, in the darkest of hours, you too can pull through, kids. After half your
Yep.
friends get killed by a megalomaniac handgun
Megalomaniac
guy.
robot.
Yeah. So yeah, it was crazy. Transformers the movie. God bless it.
Yeah,
Mwah.
good stuff. Well, we want to move on to Eddie's
True crime.
pick here. So
Yes, let's do that.
The Last Starfighter from 1984. I've got the original trailer pulled up, Eddie.
Fired
So
up,
let's
sir,
play
and then
that,
we'll launch into this.
and then we'll talk about it here and get the mouse to go over there. Oops. Just a second. There
You're
it is.
good.
All right, here we go.
Ooh.
Oh, the lag.
Alex Rogan lives in a small trailer.
I turn it down here a little bit.
We're getting a little laggy.
Yeah, I had it turned up too high.
Too high.
Too much
Sorry.
quality.
Sorry, kids. You just too much quality.
Alex Rogan lives in a small trailer park in the California mountains. He has a dream to go to college.
You guys think I'm gonna hang out here, watch you shine
It's okay,
your
me
pickup?
too.
Forget it, man. I'm doing something with my life.
Start a career.
You really are leaving here, aren't you?
Of course I'm going away. We're both going away.
Both of us, Alex.
And most of all, to get out.
You get your chance. Important thing is when it comes, you gotta grab it with both hands.
Then, one night, a mysterious stranger offers Alex an opportunity he never dreamed of.
Don't do it. Don't go to the car with strangers.
And you make
We just learned that.
Yeah, Joe, we just learned that.
Yeah, Joe
If
told me not to
G.I.
do-
Joe taught us
He
anything.
never imagined could prepare him for what he is about to experience.
Oh, he's laughing.
Hey,
Why was Alex chosen? And will he ever return?
Is this just Back to the Future? What's going on?
Almost.
The Last Starfighter. His adventure in space.
Oh, it's coming
is
this
about
summer.
to be-
Guys, I'm excited.
Guys,
Better get ready.
let's get ready.
All right. All right, Eddie. Over to you.
So yeah, this is The Last Starfighter. It is hands down, probably pound for pound, my favorite 80s movie of all time. Easily. You know? Now I messed up the assignment a little bit and I did not
Yep.
send this to Daphne.
No, you
but
did
she
not.
But do you remember watching this a
I
little
remember
bit?
seeing this one time as a very small child. And I
Yes.
remember a guy who lived in a trailer park and then he like went to space.
That's
And-
basically the premise.
Cool. Yep.
The idea, and this is where we get into this, Ruth, we get into these 80s kind of like, I don't want to say tropes, but these 80s storytelling mechanics where it's like, it's very, I hate to use this phrase, but very hero's journey-ish,
Mhm.
you know, where it's like, you know, he's a kid, he's a regular kid like you and me, but hey, he's got a special gift. And in this one, all the stolen ideas and timeline disasters too. Yeah, so I would contest stolen after the fact. It seemed like the Last Starfighter was really tapping into a lot of cool ideas, especially with using video games. Video games back then were new. They were new. They were a new phenomenon, and so they probably had only been really like present in American culture for like 5 years, maybe less than that.
And we should clarify, Eddie, video games, we don't mean in your home. We mean
No.
the big cabinets.
No, there really weren't. I mean, there were some home consoles, but they were not what they are today. And so the idea is that as a teenager or a kid, if you were going to go play any games that were worth a dang, you were going to go to the arcade and play those games. And so this storytelling idea of like, hey, what if this one video game isn't just a game, but it's also a testing
Training, like a
mechanism to
simulator,
see
yeah.
right. And so that was where the kind of the magic happens. And yeah, setting it in a trailer park, super smart idea, because how many of us grew up? I mean, Lee, you said you had 2 channels.
Yeah, 2 TV channels. That's it.
Yeah.
No VCR. We had an Atari. You know, that was about it.
Yeah. I grew up in weird parts of the country too, oftentimes in just like really remote areas where not a ton of people. And so these
too.
types of stories jump out to you as a kid and they just kind of play with fire with your imagination. So do you remember anything other than him going to space? I'm putting Daphne on the spot here. I'm so sorry.
This is so. I feel. I mean, a little bit.
Yeah, what do
I
you
guess.
remember?
I'm going to space, and
Okay.
then like there being a lot of people
A lot of people.
playing the game.
The thing that was so funny with this movie too was that Star Wars, especially, I think when did the Empire Strikes Back come out, Lee? Was it after this?
That so Star Wars 77, Empire was 81, and then Return of the
Okay.
Jedi was 83. So this would have
Okay,
been
so this
after
was-
Return of the Jedi by 1 year.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a lot of these movies that were trying very hard to kind of like
Yes.
not necessarily steal Star Wars, but take a lot of those kind of ideas and kind of run with them. You know, the petulant youth, you know, and all these things. And he really didn't have like the grizzled. I mean, I guess Centauri, you could look at that, but he was kind of more of a con man, really.
Yeah,
That's kind
he
of the
was.
idea.
Yeah.
So some ideas, but there was this notion of really starting to tell more and more science fiction style stories back then. One of the amazing things about this movie, which, I mean, Ruth, you said the animation for Transformers looked so good. This one utilizes a computer animation. One of the first movies of the 80s to use computer animation for its effects, and it does not look great. I mean, when you watch it now, you're like, this doesn't look good, and it doesn't. At the time, because there was nothing like that, even though it was different than what we were used to seeing, it still looked really interesting, to us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that was its big claim to fame, was it used computer effects for the first time. I think it even beat out Tron. Tron was after this, if I remember right.
Yeah, I can't remember when Tron was. Let me look it up. But you're right. This one had 3D CGI in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in it.
In 1984.
Yeah.
They said there's some fun little facts if you look up on YouTube about this film, how the computers used to render these effects. I think the last minute, a few of them actually melted or like caught on fire from trying to. They ran like for a week straight to render this stuff, and so a lot of those effects last minute were like quickly like re-rendered and figured out. But a really fun movie, directed I think by Nick Castle, who is also known for directing the Halloween movies in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
The scary movies.
Okay.
So,
Tron came out in 1982, by the way.
Oh, so it did. So Tron did beat this one.
Yes. Yep.
But Tron did not utilize full CGI.
CGI. No, they did not.
Had some CGI, but not a ton. Now those light cycle
light
scenes.
bikes, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was kind of a combo for you and me. Was Tron?
Oh, for sure. Oh my
Tron,
God.
yeah.
That movie's otherworldly. I love
it.
Tron.
Is. This one has kind of, like you said, Eddie, a callback to Star Wars, where Alex doesn't want to be stuck on the trailer park. Luke Skywalker doesn't want to be stuck on the desert planet. That whole, I want adventure. I don't want to be stuck in this humdrum life. I want to do something. I want to be important. And so that whole trope, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Oh yeah, no, I like you, Ruth. I think it holds up. Like you said, Lee, I could watch this again and again. I mean, now I need to watch it again with Daphne. It sounds like, so we're gonna do that.
Yes.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to watch this after we're done. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm interested to see like what this movie is about.
It's on Amazon.
Yeah, it's just a fun story. It's not,
It really is.
It's very 80s-ish, definitely, but it's a typical good fun story. So
the score, because there's no real soundtrack to this. It's more like I think they sneak in some 80s music, like on the radio. You can hear like some background music, but the score, predominantly the main theme, is super fun. But beyond that, I think like the soundtrack is probably, beyond the score, is probably still goes to Transformers. Probably better soundtrack on that one. But
yeah, the soundtrack's
It's hard
that's pretty tough to
It's hard
beat. It is. All right. Well, anything else? Last comments, Eddie, on The Last Starfighter, other than go watch it?
I agree with Carolyn's comment right there. I'd never say a bad word about Last Starfighter. This movie was everything.
I'm excited to see the CGI.
It's so good.
Well, don't get it's good. You have to remember, keep it in context.
Oh,
keep it in
absolutely.
context. I mean, you might laugh. It's so good.
Well, like I think that's what's interesting about watching, like comparing Transformers and then more of a live action movie, is it's kind of interesting to see how CGI ages and animation kind of just stays there,
Yeah.
Like, although it wasn't like 110% for Transformers, like you could still appreciate it. Whereas like CGI from the 80s, you're like,
laughable.
That was
Yeah.
something,
Well, and then when you put into context, Transformers and all the other animated shows, it was all hand drawn.
I know. My mind is
no-
blown when I think about that.
There's no reversing it. Once you draw it, it's there. You have to physically remove it. So That's
Yeah,
what's
those
even
are
more
like
amazing.
Primitive computer generated. Yeah.
Those artists at the end look like their
Imagery.
fingers look like ballerina feet.
They're all like,
Just like,
Gnarled.
so yeah. All right, Ruth. We'll go over to you.
Okay.
But
We're gonna do
let's see.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, we
Yes.
are.
Tell me you
Yeah.
got an intro fired up, Lee.
Water.
I got one here.
Alright.
So what this is the Nickelodeon one, the original one.
Yep.
So here
Yep.
we
Not
go.
the blue
Nothing.
people one.
Welcome
Not
to
the
One
bad
Nation
live
Under
action
God,
one.
no
Yeah.
harmony.
Then everything changed when the Firebenders attacked.
I don't know if I've ever actually watched the trailer for
Only
this.
the Avatar, master of all four elements, could stop them. But when the world needed him most, he vanished. 100 years passed, and my brother and I discovered a new Avatar, an airbender named Aang. The problem is, this Avatar is still a kid, and although his airbending skills are great, he has a lot to learn.
This
before
trailer
he
looks so
can-
wacky.
But
Yeah,
I
this is
believe
like
Aang can save the world.
This must have been very early.
That might have
in
been like the pilot or like
This is the very
the
first trailer
pre-
ever.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
that makes
animation.
sense.
This isn't. Yeah.
I meant to do that.
2004.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Yes.
Such a great show.
Nice.
Oops.
Nice.
I'm ready.
All right, Ruth. Go at it.
Okay, so Avatar, obviously everyone has watched Avatar who is here. So it came out in 2004. I thought it came out in 2005, but I might have been wrong. So I was either 3 or 4 when this show came out. So obviously I didn't watch it right away. But I did watch it because I had 2 older siblings who most of the time got to control the TV. So that's where I get to watch most of my shows. Is I got to watch a lot of Star Trek. I got to watch a lot of Justice League. A lot of those types of things. So and also Nickelodeon was one of the only like kids channels we had. I had like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and like Boomerang, and like that's it. So there wasn't really a time that I remember like sitting down and watching this for the first time because it's probably been ingrained in my brain since a very young age. But it's an amazing show. It still holds up to this day. Like there was a time a few years ago when I sat down and rewatched the whole thing because like I watch it on and off all the time, like random episodes. But like when I just sat down and watched the entire thing, I was like, my mind was blown how great the characters develop over time, how well this story is thought out, how well it's written. And I think what really sets it apart is that it also like a lot of the influence for the show, it stems from like Eastern Asian cultures as well as like Chinese culture, Buddhism, because it works with like reincarnation and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. There's not really much that you cannot like about this show. Even the episodes that are labeled like the least liked episodes, you can't even label it as that. Like it's kind of just like the episodes that you watch less than the others. Because like when I was trying to think of like my least favorite episode, I'm like, those are just the episodes that like I just don't watch as much because like
what
I
are the
just
ones
don't
that
like
you do watch that like if you do go back? Do you have like go-to ones?
So any of like the arcs for like the season finales, my favorite arc is like the Ba Sing Se arc.
Oh.
From like the drill episode on.
Oh,
I love
oh my
any of
gosh.
those.
That one's like a
Yeah.
3-parter though, right?
The drill.
That one's a long one. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Mhm.
but the drill is probably my favorite episode.
And, like throwing the rocks down.
along-
That one's great.
Yeah. No, that one's and like that fight scene with like Aang on the drill and like he's fighting
Yeah,
Azula
and oh,
so good. But my other favorite episode is probably actually most people don't like this episode. It's the Ember Island Players where it's like,
I love
episode
the Ember
right-
Island players.
Oh my
That
gosh,
one's
I love it
great.
so
I knew you were gonna say
That
that.
one's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's where they
I
see
love
the
that
play
one.
of themselves.
Yes.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
no, that's where they
episode?
review the
Yeah,
whole
when they're on
plot.
like the
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
they're
good
just
one.
like getting
'cause
made fun of. It's wonderful.
literally,
Yeah,
I
Aang is
like it
played by a
because
girl.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
most
that's right.
Avatar.
Tiny Avatar.
Oh yeah.
Most TV series don't like usually it's like a flashback episode when they like readdress the whole plot. but I kind of like the
You like the
spin they
nightmares and
put on it.
daydreams one where they're like about to fight the Fire Lord and he's like,
You know, I honestly don't really like that one that much.
really?
I don't know
I love that
why.
one because when Appa says, "You've got to get a hold of yourself,"
Okay,
and he's
that's true.
sta-
That part's pretty great.
I love that one.
But yeah,
great one.
no, those are definitely my top 2 episodes for me. And any
Do you have a
kind of
favorite
like
character?
finale
I'm
arc.
so sorry.
Favorite
Daphne likes it
character
too,
I
guys.
love Avatar.
is probably either Uncle Iroh, obviously, because you know
Oh yes.
Uncle Iroh,
Ride or die.
because
Oh my gosh.
literally, or Sokka, mainly because of his like character development over the course of the series.
We love a comic.
Because at the
relief.
beginning, you definitely hate him because he's very like women can't do anything.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
All
in the
they're good for
way.
is like sewing, and
Yes.
he's also just like afraid of everything, not a good leader, can't really do anything, a klutz, he's very immature, you know, he doesn't know much
Mm.
about the world, but then by the end of the series, like you just love him. He's great. But yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, he's good. I've seen probably almost every episode or darn close, and it holds up. It's a really good show. It's got an excellent. Each episode has a good mix of some humor. It's got some action. It's also sad. You mentioned Uncle Iroh. Oh, the episode where he's flashback into when his son dies.
Oh my god.
one-
That's
Oh.
part of my
Yes.
favorite moments when he's singing to
Yeah.
So
his
sad.
dead son. That like
Oh,
literally
so it's almost
Mm.
heart-wrenching watching the
Yeah.
No.
episode.
And like
I
the
just
original
rewatched
voice
that
actor,
and,
that
like,
was them like saying goodbye to him. Like he died like during the filming of the show. and
Oh,
they had
that's
to
right,
rehire
yeah.
Iroh. Yeah.
that scene
Because
was
it
like
was
in
this-
honor of him.
Because it was the same voice that did on Samurai Jack, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He did what was the villain in Samurai Jack?
Is it the
Ruth? I can't
dragon
remember.
thing? I don't remember. his
Yeah,
name.
Aku or
Yeah, Aku. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
it's like Aku.
yeah, but yeah, Uncle Iroh is excellent character.
Absolutely.
my favorite
my favorite character.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to copy. I love Uncle Iroh. Like
He's,
I think
Yeah.
he's
everyone
a
loves
classic for a
Uncle
reason.
Iroh.
No, yeah.
Uncle Iroh, and I do love Toph. I'm a big
Yes.
Toph.
Toph, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a
Yes.
simp for Toph.
Absolutely. My favorite part of
She's-
Toph is all the blind jokes that they.
Yeah, the blind jokes, and talk about character development with her too. I mean, all the characters have this great
She becomes like a governor.
arc. Yeah,
That's
Mhm.
some Korra. That's some Korra.
Yeah,
shit.
Legend of
that's
Korra.
Korra.
Daph's dropping some Legend of Korra on y'all.
I wish I had not
Um,
finished.
My favorite episode probably is when Sokka gets high on the
Friendly mushroom. Friendly mushroom.
cactus
library.
juice.
I love that
cactus
one.
juice.
Yeah, the cactus.
Okay,
juice. It'll
speaking
quench
of that,
ya.
Eddie,
Cactus juice.
here, Eddie.
Yeah.
I
we
have that for you.
pre-planned that.
Cactus juice.
It'll quench ya.
It's the
It's
quenchiest.
the quenchiest.
All right.
Sokka on. I love that you have this ready to pull them. We knew
Oh,
Eddie
I
was
had
gonna-
this ready.
Drink cactus juice. It'll quench you. Nothing's quenchier.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh,
Friendly
there we go.
mushroom.
Wait, no, there's the friendly mushroom part.
Giant mushroom. Maybe it's friendly.
Let's just keep moving. I hope Aang's okay.
Friendly mushroom. Mushy giant friend.
Amazing.
The way
So,
that
yeah.
this shaped, yeah, just
Yeah, I think that's what makes
Too
it so
many
funny
cho-
is how he becomes a noodle.
He becomes
Yeah.
a simple animated version. It was
this
like,
is how animation has degraded over the years.
yeah.
It's just like steady decline. That's
Now-
the humor of it.
Now, one thing I do want to point out about Avatar versus like some of the 80s cartoons is
Sure.
like there's a great Avatar: The Last Airbender is a great example of how you build a tale of kind of ethics and character growth into the story
Instead of killing shit
Mhm.
off.
instead of tacking it on the end like, hey kids, you see a power line, don't touch it, you
Don't lick
stupid,
it."
you stupid kid.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Well,
like
and
they-
two,
Teaching
yeah.
kids about drugs in a really fun, cute, like
Yeah. Don't do drugs.
Yeah, don't do
You'll
drugs.
see the
happy
mushroom.
mushroom. Have you done that happy mushroom dance?
Oh, too many times.
I probably
They've
have
done it.
many times.
yeah.
that's what
Well,
I was
it
thinking.
kind of just looks like, you know, like those like advertisement little things outside of car
Oh,
dealerships. Like
the
a-
Yeah.
wacky,
Yes.
wiggly
Yes.
wiggly guy.
There you go. There you go.
That's what it looks like.
But you're right. on the fact that they did this well, in the fact also too, they didn't keep trying to go on for 8, 9,
No.
10, 12 seasons. They
No.
did
Yeah.
how many seasons, Ruth? 4 or 5?
Three
Oh, it was only 3?
seasons.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
3
I thought it
books.
was more.
Well,
Okay,
and it's
never
kind of
mind.
Call 'em
amazing how
books.
they
Yeah.
stick like so much information in a 20-minute episode without it feeling rushed.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
nowadays it's usually 40 minutes for a show like this. But somehow
Yeah.
they stick comedy, good fight scenes, character development all in a 20-minute episode. I don't know
Well, they
how
had
they
And
to.
did
it's
that.
like
They only
yeah.
had a 30-minute time
People
slot
say
or
that it's
22-minute time
anime.
slot.
Controversial.
Is that
It's in a
controversial?
very
It's very
gray area for
controversial.
me because since it was
Because it's not a
made in
Japanese.
Yeah. But
It's
apparently
not
it was
from
made in
Japan,
like
but
some
it's heavily
Korean
influenced
studio.
and culturally
Yeah.
influenced.
South Korea,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It doesn't
It's
come off to me as anime-ish. The
no.
art style and the transitions is not what you would consider traditional anime.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I
Mm.
guess maybe adjacent, but it's
Yeah.
not
I like that anime adjacent.
Yeah, maybe.
anime
Yes.
adjacent.
I,
Excellent
I'd
show.
probably ruffle a few feathers. I think there's more character development in this than traditional, like,
Which anime are you trying to
An
refer
anime.
to?
I don't know, rocket boots.
Rocket Boots.
Rocket Boots. I've never seen that.
It's,
Yeah, neither is he because it's not real.
the pacing
We're
is
talking
way
about,
better
like,
than
Mega
most.
Man.
It is. It is.
The pacing's way better than most anime. You know, anime can spend 8 episodes on a 2-minute fight. You know, there's dialogue
Mhm.
back
Yeah.
and forth. It's just they have an
Literally.
excellent pace. It's not too slow. It's not too fast. It's
Mhm.
it's very close to I think on perfecting a good animation series. I mean, it's as close as you can
Absolutely.
get.
Absolutely.
My
So-
experience with anime was very much like almost Dragon Ball Z, like as a kid, where it was like, you think you're the best,
Yeah.
but I am the one who's the best. Ah!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just-
And then they cut
just
away and
yell.
then they come back and they're talking more and at like a different
Yes.
angle.
Yeah.
And I'm not whamming. It's just not my jam. It's a very different
Yeah,
thing.
it's just
but
yeah. If
Yeah.
you like that stuff, great. But this, I would, Ruth, you'd probably recommend this to anybody, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely. Like all my friends who have never watched it or have not like sat down and watched the
Schools.
whole thing, I will make them sit down and watch the whole thing because they need to. It's kind of just like an essential, like it's a daily life essential, you know, you just need some Avatar.
Need some Avatar.
Uh,
Get a
Right.
bowl of
Part your
Avatar in the
TV
morning.
education, you know, like
Get a jug of cactus juice and
It'll quench ya.
exactly.
Have some fun.
Exactly.
Now,
Well,
no,
they actually
I already
have
know.
cactus juice. Fun fact. I looked it up. They have
Ooh.
cactus juice that they sell. Although it's for like fiber, like it's for like dietary fiber. Like it's like supposed to
It's
be
not going to make you high.
No, unfortunately.
Damn.
I
the
already
right.
know Ruth. I already know Ruth's opinion, but I want to get Daphne's opinion on the live action 2010 movie. of
We don't
Avatar.
talk about that. That never happened. That's not real.
I knew it. I
Honest
knew it. I
fake.
knew it.
Did you see that pug-looking BS that they tried to make for Appa? That is
Oh
like
my gosh.
abysmal.
And
M. Night
on-
Shyamalan
God.
can keep his dirty hands off of.
it's on.
Literally.
No,
guys.
it's
Get him
not
away.
on. Get him away.
What?
It's on. Like
Uh-oh, I-
Ahsoka.
The fight scenes are comical. Like they'll have like this. There's somebody screaming, and then there's just like this floating
A
boulder.
tiny little rock.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
"Ah!" And
Yeah,
like they
no.
were so intense too. Like they did not know what they were doing.
Literally.
awful.
Me and my
Yeah.
friend
God
watched
awful.
it.
I'm sorry,
not that
Daphne,
long
I
ago.
triggered you.
Unnecessary.
You did.
That was
triggered you.
Me and my
incredibly
friend
triggering,
watched
and
it.
I don't forgive you.
Unforgiven. But my friend is pretty new to Avatar. She's only watched it like once or twice. And I watched the movie with her and she's like, wait, but like, isn't it supposed to be this? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, this movie's just confusing me because like, since it's doing this, I think it's right. But it turns out I'm right. And they're just messing everything up. I'm like, yeah.
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 I think
No, you
that
kind of
movie's
just got to be like, I'm
universally-
just watching this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
you
No
can't
good.
think about it too much.
well, they're doing a Netflix live action series, so we'll
That's
see.
what I
but
heard. I'm really
don't
upset
know.
about that. Just
Oh.
It
'cause-
almost isn't necessary.
it's not necessary. We're done. It happened. Okay. Like,
If you want Avatar: The Last Airbender, just go back
Watch
and
it.
watch the
what?
series.
No, exactly.
Right.
I'm like, give us another like after Korra. We could do before
Yeah.
Avatar even happened. Like
the-
what's up with
Exactly.
Roku? Oh my gosh, please.
True.
True.
What would you guys think if they did one, say, 5 animated series, just like the original, but say maybe 5 years later after book 3? Would that be interesting? Kind of see
Well, because they
mean,
kind of
Wasn't
did
the
that a
Korra.
They did it
little
with
bit
the
because they have a
comics,
comic.
like, they-
Yeah, they have a
yeah.
comic series.
Okay.
Yeah. So they like kind of did that, but
Those
I
who
don't
were
know.
like true fans followed with the comics, I guess. I mean, I don't know how
Okay.
true of a fan I was. I had like a couple of them, but they were
You don't have a
Yeah.
koi fish tattoo. We got to fix that.
truly no. Yeah,
Yeah, you got to get on that.
I'm a fake fan. I'm
You're
sorry.
not a fake
fan.
I don't have a koi fish tattoo. No,
Fake
yeah,
fan.
Uh,
Fake fan. And you don't have an
What-
appa permanently tattooed on your chest.
on your
so you're
face.
basically
Yeah,
yeah, like on your forehead.
Appa face on your
I'm gonna
face.
do that.
Oh, if you have a dog, you get like an Appa cover that makes it look like Appa. Coat.
Wasn't that
Yip, yip.
flying monkey with Momo?
Momo.
Yeah, I like
Momo, yeah.
too.
I love
We
Momo.
didn't get
Yes.
Well, Ruth, if they did, so this is just a fan idea. If you were to if they were to do another Last Airbender, what would you like to see? Or are you like Daphne, like, no, let's just leave it there?
I think I'm with Daphne on this because like I'm satisfied with the whole series. Like you said, it's basically as close as you can get to perfect. So like, why would you mess with it? It's basically like how they tried to recreate the Hobbit movies. Like Lord of the Rings is
Oof,
already
yeah.
so good for what it is. You don't really need to touch it. Like you have to accept that it's not going to get any better than that.
Yeah.
But you
So,
did like
Making
Legend of
3 movies
Korra,
out of a
right?
book that's
I was okay with Legend of Korra. The
Okay,
first
so
season of
it's-
Legend of Korra, I enjoy. After that, I kind of
It's okay, but
gets
it's
a
still
little
not the
Yeah.
magic.
annoying.
It's not the magic
Yeah.
of the original. Okay.
I think
Yeah,
Korra was a
definitely.
culture shock for everybody because like having it be like steampunk esque
Yeah.
was very
Yeah.
unexpected.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
pacing and even the way that they animated it too was much more, I guess, Dragon Ball Z esque. Like
Mhm.
the fight scenes were a lot more like camera angles
Yeah, very
flying around.
kinetic.
Yeah, it was very kinetic.
Yeah.
But it was entertaining, but it didn't feel like Avatar at times, I guess is what I
Yeah.
would
Okay,
say
Daphne.
when I
I'm gonna
watched.
I'm going to trigger you again. We have a comment that says,
Am I? You only like?
That's
Wait,
interesting.
I
Have you watched the
yet to
original
meet
series
I
though?
think
any individual who prefers. So you are an enigma to.
He bought GoBots.
I think he's
He bought
I think he's
GoBots.
messing.
Let's
I think
shame
Matt's messing with
Matthew.
you. Matt's a good guy, but he's probably. I'm hoping he's just messing.
He's a
with-
good
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
There's
Eddie-
no way he
I
could think that
swear
way.
he's not
He-
this
He
incorrect.
played
Eddie's
with his
Eddie's right. He bought
homemade-
GoBots.
He got GoBots. He played with homemade Play-Doh his mom made with flour and water.
No, the peanut
He's-
butter dough. God, you can eat it. It's fine. You're okay.
His mom gave him his
That-
haircuts. It's all good.
Bowl cuts. For
Bowl cuts for
days.
Matthew all day.
Thank
long.
Yeah,
God,
see,
Matthew.
I
Don't
knew he was-
do
I knew he
that,
was messing
man.
with
That's
you.
not kind.
We're just messing back. Matthew, you troll.
God.
Daphne's triggered. Don't trigger her. You're
That
like, I
that
love
made me
the live
heated.
act.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Mad.
GoBots are the now he's
Now I'm
GoBots
mad.
are the best.
Ah!
All right. Well, Ruth, that was excellent. I know you could probably talk for hours just on
Oh,
Avatar
absolutely.
alone.
Yeah.
So
Can I
Well,
mention my favorite comedy moment before we move on?
Ooh, yeah.
yes.
So you know how there's a lot of favorite comedy moments I have, but so you know how in Avatar every animal is like a mix of something. So like a bear platypus or like a bird parrot, whatever. It's a mix. Everything's a mix.
Mhm.
But when they get to Ba Sing Se, they get invited to the Earth Kingdom's or the Earth King's castle, and Katara is reading the letter,
Bosco.
and then she's like, to celebrate his bear's birthday or whatever, and then like everyone's like, so like his platypus bear or his penguin bear, and then Katara's like, it just says bear. And then everyone's like, this place is weird. Best moment.
I
ever.
remember that.
Oh, the deadpan. This is weird.
Yeah. This place is
I don't know, like a
weird.
turtle lion. Didn't
Yeah.
they have that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Turtle
the
lion.
That's the
Yep.
end game. Yeah.
Yeah.
He takes.
Yeah,
He
it's the
teaches. Yeah, Aang how to.
The
snatch
comedy
that
in there,
ending.
the comedy is really good. They do again, it's a
Absolutely.
perfect mix of they make you laugh, they make you cry, they make you mad, they make you happy. I mean, they just hit
Mhm.
everything on almost every episode. You know,
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good.
All right, we can
Oh,
move on
Jesse.
now.
Jesse vowed for Matt D. He's actually a good human, even if he likes the movie, the live action
Well,
movie.
you can't
so.
even joke about
I don't
that
know.
and be a good human.
I know.
so
I don't
it-
think Ruth and Daphne will still forgive. You shouldn't even joke about that.
Yeah, you
Matt
shouldn't
needs
even joke
to-
about that.
Make up for that somehow. We'll figure it out.
Ooh.
We'll let you know. You owe us 1,000 covert
Here's
nerd
some extra
coins now.
credit.
Yeah, you need some extra credit. You have to watch Transformers or Last Starfighter over and over again.
And then you have to write me a 500 word essay by Monday.
There we
so.
go.
Essay on
Yeah.
why you like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Carolyn Voltron.
Why it's better than the movie.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. You must do penance. All right. So Daphne, we'll switch to you here.
Okay.
What do you got for us?
So, I think, what did you end up sending? Because this kind of like, once he brought up Starfighter, I was like, okay, clearly assignment was read incorrectly.
So
what you how about you give an intro as to what I was told?
So this was more a misstep, but we'll do another one of these. This is fun.
I
Are you-
love
are you-
it. I
are you
dig
up
it.
for
You
this,
guys
Ruth?
are great. I
Oh yeah, I can do more.
I'm down.
We'll do a round.
down.
We'll do a round
Wonderful.
2 for this one.
Please.
Where,
Round
where,
two.
where the Fosslers get it right. But what we did was I was like, what are some things that you were like influenced by growing up with a nerdy dad? Like, what's some of the things that you saw?
He's like,
or
what did I show
exposed
you when
to
you were a
that you
kid that you
liked?
remember that I was like,
that you dug? Now, this still fits into this aesthetic, I think, because
Oh
here's
yeah,
a funny
it
thing.
does.
So growing up, we talked about this at one point, Lee. Like even us as kids, Ruth, back me up here if you want, or tell me I'm wrong. We grow up with our parents' music at first.
Yes.
Like at a certain age, you're listening to whatever mom and dad got playing in the house or in the car or whatever. You know, for me as a kid, it was Barry Manilow, Kenny Rogers.
Oh wow.
You know, the Monkees, the Osmonds. And so for Daphne, I'm a big Genesis fan. And so she grew up listening to a lot of that, what they call prog rock, Genesis, Yes, those kinds of bands. And so this does fit in because you went on to then expose me to some music that was influenced by
the
music
classics,
right.
the prog gods.
So we'll give you a little clip of some music that she grew up with from Genesis. And then while this is going, Lee, I was going to have him look
Do you
up
find a clip of like
King Gizzard.
I would love to talk
and the
some-
Lizard Wizard.
Yes.
So there's a little Genesis clip we're going to play here real quick. So some
Okay.
exposure to what Daphne maybe saw when she was a kid.
Because you were listening to Genesis when? When did you find them?
I was in like 8th grade.
Really?
So I've been playing them
Oh,
since
wow.
then. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'll find
So this is
it
a
here.
music video called From the Trick of the Tail. It's a song about a satyr, if you know what that is. A fictional creature that gets
some Narnia shit.
somehow brought into the real world and his troubles with being brought into the real world.
Okay.
Look, he's got a weird claw hand on the guitar. There's a tiny Phil Collins sitting on the guitar.
I think this definitely like changed my perception of the world at a very young age, and I was like, I don't.
Yeah.
This is what
No,
happens.
listen,
when you
guys.
become an adult.
This
Listen,
is just like what life truly is. Is this like, yeah, no, is this adulthood?
This is what adulting looks like in the 70s.
I'm into it.
You know, you hang out with your friends and then
Yeah.
you sing until one of you shrinks to about 6 inches tall. And
Phil
then,
Collins with a beard. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
A
Oh my
bearded
gosh.
Phil.
With that beanie, that scarf.
They got some looks going on.
Yeah, he's just ready to write the score for Tarzan. You can see it in his eyes.
Oh yeah, you can tell. I'm gonna write Tarzan
he's
in 10
he's
years.
Disney bound for sure.
He's holding a vape in his hand, I think, kids.
Oh hell yeah! I'm just kidding.
I think he is.
Is he
But
actually?
this-
That is hilarious.
No, there wasn't
Oh my
even
gosh,
vapes back in
yes.
1978. Look at him, he's tiny. Now the thing is, once again, so this music is very kind of quirky and weird, and so Daphne grew up with
This
this
is
music.
not Panic at the Disco, Jesse.
No.
No. This is not pop punk, my friend.
No.
Look at that, they're all tiny
How
now.
long that scarf is.
They're all tiny. So this
Well,
is
that
an acid
scarf-
trip.
He could do the silk tricks that Ruth does on
Ruth did.
Oh, that's true. Just
On the
hang it up.
circus.
And
He just he has it with him all the time.
then...
The fun fact that scarf is normal length. Phil's just like 2 feet tall. But Lee, if you don't mind, fire up pretty much anything, right? Or do you have a song
Okay.
recommendation?
Yeah, if you want to pull up People Vultures
There you go.
by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Yep. King
So-
Vultures,
so-
King Gizzard Lizard.
King
Okay.
Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
And hey, if you're looking for new music, guys, anyone watching or listening, check
You
them
won't
out.
disappoint. Oh my gosh.
But so
In
this
for
is
a
a great
treat.
example of Daphne then being exposed to this music when she was a kid, and then later on coming back to me and being like, "Hey, you old crusty,
What's up, fool?
listen,
Listen to this.
And so yeah, that one, the top one there.
Mhm. Gamma Knife is
There's
good
no
too.
wrong way to start this video, is there? You want to give people a little bit of
A little bit of context. Well, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard is a band from Melbourne, Australia, and they're heavily influenced by bands like Yes, King Crimson, lots of like proggy, but they like to kind of sway musically. I guess they did like a microtonal set of stuff that was kind of like Turkish inspired, doing like half step kind of intervals. So they made their own instruments in that kind of tuning. They're just a bunch of like
Really?
lanky nerds. They're great. I dig them. And they
They
did
made
like
their
a
own
thrash metal
instruments?
yeah,
That's
they did.
cool.
Yeah.
shoe boxes and rubber bands, guys? Let's
Hell
do
yeah.
this.
No, yeah.
All right, let's take a listen for a little bit here. We'll listen to part of it and watch the video if I can. Man, my mouse is just there. It goes.
It's crazy. I love it.
It's beautiful.
It's one of my favorites.
I think it's like one of the few you've seen.
So when did this come out?
This
think?
one was, I believe, 2015. This album came out.
Oh, okay.
Nonagon Infinity.
It's not that long ago.
Not too long ago, no. They had 1 year where they released 5 albums. They've been like cranking stuff out pretty nonstop. They did 3 last year, I know.
Said they're from
This is what I
Australia?
They're from Melbourne.
Melbourne, okay.
This is what I picture Ruth doing when you said she joined the circus.
Yeah, I'm just
She's
climbing
in a
up
giant.
trees
She's in a giant vulture.
Yeah.
It's almost a nod to like the old Power Rangers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting Power Ranger vibes from this music video.
Oh yeah, very yeah. They must have grown up watching Power Rangers.
Ooh,
You destroyed.
that's the opposite. That's the opposite of a public service announcement.
They didn't learn.
Don't
G.I.
walk
Joe,
up
I
to
guess.
strange
They saw Power
vultures.
Rangers. They didn't see GI Joe though.
Don't walk up to strange vultures.
With your budget Ant-Man helmet,
Yeah.
you're getting stomped on, kid.
Oh.
Oh yeah, very. Oh wow, yeah.
I love this. This is
Yeah.
incredible.
I had a
This is
feeling Ruth would
great.
dig this. Oh, not the bassist.
They have one album that's like half spoken word, story based, and they have this their fan base is kind of like abysmal. I love them very much. But they have something called the Gizverse because if you like look at their lyrics, sometimes they'll like be tied together, or they'll use riffs in certain albums, and then they'll like show up in others, so people have like connected things, and they've really played into it too. Like they'll do Reddit FAQs and people will ask them about it. They're just great. They're a bunch of nerds and I love them.
So
love
when
that.
how did you discover these guys?
I had a friend tell me about one of their albums. Which one was that one? I'm in Your Mind Fuzz. And I was like, what is that? That's something by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. So I was playing it like on my way back from hanging out with people, and the way that the whole album was just like streamlined, I thought I was listening to one song. But when the third track came on, it's called Cellophane, I knew I was like immediately hooked, and then I just started listening to the rest of their stuff. And they don't disappoint. Like everything is not, they don't repeat anything.
Okay.
Yeah, they're great.
And it's
That's
crazy
fun.
because they said they kind of change up every time. Like they did
Oh,
a
yeah.
metal. They did a metal
They did a
album.
thrash metal album in 2019. They did a hyper pop, like really effervescent kind of cutesy album at the beginning of this year. They did an album that's like kind of more like of their older stuff, like they have a 10-minute song that's like a half kind of proggy jam, but then they are like rapping now, I guess.
Wow.
And it holds up, and it's kind of like Beck like in their like cadence, how they rap.
It's interesting
what
because
I've-
most musical artists kind of stay in their lane.
They
don't
have no
ever
lane.
They have no
deviate.
lane.
They have no lane.
Yeah,
That's-
and
that's
what was
cool.
so neat about this was a lot of the Genesis stuff, especially in the beginning, was very theatric, and it had a lot of costumes and weird characters, and a very like a fusion of like performance art with music. And so when Daphne turned me on to these guys, I was like, man, this is very. It's funny how you get these kind of cyclical kind of
Circle of-
like
circle of life
So it's
thing.
kind of fun. Yeah,
Incredibly.
totally.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool. So hey, we recommend that. Look at that. Everybody's learning new stuff.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going to listen to this
Visual
later.
and auditory. Yay.
Yes.
I want to watch
mix.
Avatar again. now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I know. I know. I think that was the home run of the discussion was Avatar.
Mhm.
Yeah. Who doesn't like
So-
Avatar?
Definitely.
You're weird if you don't like Avatar. Let's
Well,
not.
except for
Absolutely.
Matt D, evidently, he just likes the live
Yeah,
action
so
movies.
he's weird. We're not allowed to talk to him anymore.
He's like Avatar. Blue. He's like the guy who pulls up in a weird car. Hey kid, get in.
Hey,
That's
kid,
some
get in.
Avatar.
No,
we need
no, the PSA's taught me not to do that.
we need a PSA. Don't talk to people that like the Avatar the
Don't
live
The
action
last
movie.
Airbender movie.
Exactly.
Oh, man. We're just giving you crap, Matt. It's okay.
We're just messing with Matt. He's a great guy. I know Matt. He's a good dude.
He is a good guy. Cool. Well, I think that's all for this discussion, but I think everybody's in agreement. We need to pick another time and grab some more stuff from our childhood, and Eddie can grab his Optimus Prime figure that he cried on when he watched the movie. When
Pointing
Optimus
at Daphne
died.
right now from
There
across
he
the room.
is,
Yeah.
I know.
Still have your tear stains on it, Eddie?
Oh yeah, no, you can still see the little tear droplets. Yeah.
They killed
I
Optimus.
stuffed him in my sock drawer when I got home. I'm like, I can't play with a dead toy.
God.
Did you buy a Hot Rod figure just to break it in a million pieces?
Oh no, I would sneer at it when I walk by the store. I'm like, you kill Optimus Prime and you know it. You got in the way.
Got in the way. Did you agree, Ruth? It was Hot Rod's fault?
Oh, absolutely. Definitely Hot Rod's fault.
Hot Rod killed Prime.
Literally.
Oh yeah, I said
Yes.
hashtag Hot Rod's a murderer. He knows it.
Oh man. All right. Well, that was fun. Hopefully, hey, thanks for everybody in the chat that chimed in. We appreciate it, and we'll do this again next time. So say goodbye, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Good night, everyone. Thanks.
Bye.